I think this edit by The Ultimate Awesome perfectly encapsulates just how much of a badass Captain America truly is.
America, fuck yeah.
Hey guys, JamesMCD Reviews here, and welcome back to Marvel Month. And yes, I can get away with wearing this because Deadpool is now a Disney character. He is the most edgy Disney character. Today we're going to be talking about Captain America the Winter Soldier, released in 2014. This is the first of many Marvel movies to be directed by the geniuses known as the Russo brothers. After S.H.I.E.L.D. is compromised by Hydra, Captain America, played again by Chris Evans, must go rogue so he can figure out what their plan is and how to stop them. At his aid are Black Widow, played again by Scarlett Johansson, and a new character, Sam Wilson, or the Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie. But Hydra has turned one of Steve's closest friends into a mindless killing machine known as the Winter Soldier. So Cap and his team must stop Hydra from killing millions, all the while never knowing who they can trust. I didn't see this movie when it came out in theaters, but I did see it closer to when it released on Blu-ray, and when I watched it for the first time, I thought it was good, but rewatching it years later, I love it much more now than I used to. This might very well be one of the best Marvel movies that they have ever made. It takes everything from the first Captain America that worked and ups it by 11. The action is exciting, it's kinetic, it's fun to watch, it just looks awesome. The effects, the camera work and editing, while it's a little bit shaky, it's still, you know, really coherent and you can still tell what's going on. The characters are all properly developed, you care about each and every one of them. The drama is intensified while there's still little bits of, you know, humor sprinkled in here and there. The conflict felt important, I was never bored. And there's an actual feeling of, you know, tension and suspense. And I know what you're probably thinking, well, how can there still be tension when, you know, you've already seen the other movies, you know what's gonna happen? Well, the tension doesn't come from, you know, the outcome, it comes from the build-up, you know, like, they do a really good job of, you know, like keeping you on the edge of your seat throughout all of this. This is a really action-packed movie. And the way that they, you know, like build up certain stuff and they, you know, that they build up this climax and stuff like that. You want them to get out of this okay, and you want them to succeed, so they do a really good job with that. I really like the story. I like how it delves into Captain America trying to, you know, adjust to modern times, and it's not in the, you know, like sort of fish out of water way that they do with Thor. It's like genuinely, you know, kind of touching at points, like dealing with the realization that a lot of, you know, his close friends are now dead, and his old girlfriend is, you know, suffering from, you know, like dementia or old age or whatever, and it's honestly, you know, kind of heartbreaking at points. On top of that, since he was such, you know, like a goody two-shoes in the first movie, and he, you know, always, you know, followed orders and respect the codes and blah, 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 and, you know, for him to have to, you know, kind of break some of those rules to, you know, save everyone, it's something that he's not really used to. I kind of like seeing, you know, a character like this kind of being like pushed to his limits, and that's something that will be explored a little bit more in the third Captain America movie. I also like the rest of the characters in the cast. I think Chris Evans, you know, as I said, completely nails Captain America. He's an absolute badass. Black Widow, still just a badass. She's so awesome. I can't wait for her movie to eventually come out. The new additions like Falcon, He's really cool. He's charming and funny, but knows, you know, how to be serious and badass, and he's really good in a fight, and he looks awesome with that like wingsuit and everything. As I said, the action is really well done. It's so, you know, like well choreographed and, you know, well paced and well edited and well shot and everything. It just looks so awesome, and I think, you know, like the Captain America movies have some of the best action, more because probably because they're more grounded and, like, you know, realistic and grittier. You know, it's not like Iron Man where they're just like flying around shooting lasers and bullets at each other. There is a lot of, you know, like hand-to-hand element, and that stuff is really, you know, cool to watch. And I mean, I really don't know what else to say. I mean, this could have so easily been just another, you know, like generic filler movie killing time until Avengers Age of Ultron, but no, the Russo brothers really cared about this movie, they cared about this character, they wanted to put out an amazing product, and they did a damn good job. I'm honestly really impressed. However, I do have a few issues, and they're honestly really nitpicks, but first off, you know, the big reveal in this movie is that Hydra has been, you know, secretly building and forming inside of S.H.I.E.L.D. this whole time, but the other movies didn't really do anything to, like, set this up. I mean, I know it was kind of, you know, hinted in the Avengers that S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of a dodgy organization that doesn't, you know, like, tell the whole truth all the time, but I feel like they should have given, like, a more recognizable hint that this is what was actually going on. Also, you know, even though the reveal of who the Winter Soldier is really effective, and, you know, like how it affects Steve is really, you know, emotional and touching and everything, I feel like we should have seen a little bit more of him, you know, since the movie is named after him. I feel like he should have gotten a little bit more screen time and a little bit more development, but I get it. There was a lot going on in this movie to begin with, so I feel like he had to kind of take a bit of a backseat. He does get more development as the movie goes on, obviously, but I feel like we should have started to see that here. I thought the stuff with Nick Fury was really good, although I didn't much care for the twist of him still being alive. I mean, I get it, you do have to kind of keep him alive for the other movies, but I feel like that would have, you know, made the stakes even more intense. Like, holy shit, you killed off, like, a really, like, not necessarily a major character, but still, like, a pretty, like, important character. And speaking of Nick Fury, this isn't so much a problem with Winter Soldier as it is a problem with Captain Marvel, but hearing him say this line,
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
kind of loses all of its, you know, gravity and coolness because of what actually happened in Captain Marvel. Also, I still feel like I should ask, where the hell are the Avengers during all of this? I mean, this terrorist organization is like seconds away from killing millions of people, and there's no one else that can come to Cap's aid other than Black Widow and Falcon. I mean, you could make the argument that Iron Man 3 and Thor the Dark World are happening at the exact same time as Captain America the Winter Soldier, but still, surely there must have been someone that was available that they could call. Plus, how were the Avengers not, like, properly prepared for this? I mean, in the first movie, didn't Tony Stark have that little, like, pinhole device thing that was supposed to be, like, decrypting S.H.I.E.L.D.'s files and, you know, finding out all their, like, dirty secrets or whatever? How did the device not, like, pick up that half of its members were secretly part of a Nazi death cult? They seriously should have been more prepared for this. Like I said, this is just nitpicking though. I still really love this movie. I thought, you know, as I said, it was action-packed, it was dramatic, it was heavy, it was intense, it had well-rounded characters, great cinematography and directing. To be perfectly honest, it's one of my top 5, maybe even top 3 Marvel movies of all time. But yeah, really fun revisiting this one. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it 4.5 out of 5. But anyway, that does it for another episode of Marvel Month. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of Captain America the Winter Soldier. If you saw it, how does it hold up after all these years? And out of all of the Captain America movies, which one is your favorite and why? And tune in tomorrow when I will be taking a look at Guardians of the Galaxy, the next movie in Phase 2. Till then, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on when I'm posting. Follow me on all my social media, subscribe to my main channel, everything you need to know will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.